17th of July a bet was created, last to beat their first soul-crushing tower changes their display name. I started grinding right away, but I wasn't expecting much progress because of the massive jump from low remorseless. But to my surprise, I started making quick progress. On the 19th of July, I would upload my first progress video, where I reach floor 8 of Tower of Thinning Layers as Inevitable begs me to fall. My advantage was quite obvious, as I had countless hours to grind every day in comparison to his 1 hour a day. I started making progress much quicker after that while still being ahead of Inevitable, but does that really mean I'll beat him? On the 21st of July, it seemed like Inevitable was catching up pretty quickly, as he reached floor 10 before I did. A few hours pass, he's already offline for the day, then I reached floor 10 as well. We're both getting really close to the win pad as every day passes by. And on the 23rd of July, Inevitable wins the race, which meant I had to change my display name. 1 day later, I managed to beat it, but I had already lost the bet. Meet I am a girl. On the 17th of September, 2 months after beating Tower of Thinning Layers, I beat Tower of Frightening and Confusing Trials as my second soul-crushing. It was a pretty impressive jump from mid-insane to peak insane, but that wasn't it. I also effortlessly beat Tower of Double Trouble that day. It's not nearly as impressive as my other wins, because of how forgiving it is, but it's a win nonetheless. On the 16th, 1 day before my second and third soul-crushing wins, Inevitable decided to jump from Tower of Thinning Layers to his first extreme. And 1 day after I beat Tower of Frightening and Confusing Trials, I started grinding Tower of Bloodthirsty Kenos with him. Progress was going pretty well. I managed to reach floor 4 on the first day, floor 8 on the second day, and floor 9 on the third day. 2 days after reaching floor 9, I managed to reach the final stretch. But I was too late. I lost another race with Inevitable. I needed to make up for it by beating him in a third race. We decided to start grinding Tower of Bent Trauma. We went to practice and started playing the tower. But just one day later, we decided to end the race without beating the tower, as we weren't having that much fun. Little did I know, that would be our last race we would ever have for a very long time. A few days later, I would take a long break from beating soul-crushing towers, and he would entirely quit the game. 8 months later, school got much easier, so I decided to return to grinding soul-crushing towers. I uploaded my first Tower of Curved Ascent progress video on the 9th of April. A few days passed by and I managed to beat it on the 15th. Then I effortlessly beat the newest version of Thanos Tower in just one day. I saw my friend beating Tower of Polychromatic Zero, so I decided that I could beat it just as easily. Little did I know, it would be one of the quickest times where I would end a grind for a tower, even quicker than Bent Trauma. On the 30th of May, I decided to start grinding a new hardest. And that tower would be Tower of Astral Eclipse. I know it's lower than Bloodthirsty Kenos on the difficulty chart, but I honestly think they should swap their places. I managed to reach the blue floors on my first day, the red floors on my 5th day, and the wind pad on the 9th of June. On the 2nd of July, I decided to beat Tower of Difficulty chart as my 8th soul crushing. It wasn't as easy as Tower of Double Trouble or Thanos Tower, but it was definitely much more fun to play. Thank for watching. Subscribe.